What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and I told y'all every week we're gonna be making a top five threats to each weight class, and obviously we've gotten to 145, the featherweight division, a division held by the King, Alexander Volkanovski. He has proven to be a great contender. I remember when he beat Chad Mendes, my eyes really opened to this guy. Then he goes out and kind of dominates Jose Aldo. Not like we haven't seen before, really, when you think about it. Max, had fights with Aldo and he kind of destroyed him. But there were moments where Aldo was competitive with Max. Same thing with Aldo when he fought Peter Yan. Aldo did get destroyed by Connor, but that was super quick. Volkanovski, he kept him against the cage and did whatever he wanted with him. And then he has that, sensational performance against Max the first time, and I thought that was a complete shutout. I maybe gave Max only one round against Volkanovski in that first fight. Now he had the second fight with Max, and it was a lot more competitive than the first fight. And some people have been, claiming that he's not the real champ, and it is what it is. But his division is, a great division, and he has a lot of threats in his weight class. A lot of guys that want his spot, and we're gonna talk about the top five featherweights that I can see being a tremendous threat to Alexander Volkanovski. And at number five, we gotta go with Josh Emmett. Man, this guy, I think he's 35. He's an alpha male talent. These guys are alpha male. Man, they've dealt with Volkanovski. If as I was talking about, Chad Mendes did fight Volkanovski, and so they had a camp ready. Their coaches know what they got to do, and Chad was very successful in that fight. He got his back, he dropped him. He did a lot of good things in that fight against Volkanovski. On the other hand, Josh Emmett has proven to have one of the best overhands in the game, not in just his in his division, but one of the best overhands in the whole company right now. What he was able to do to Shane Burgos, obviously I picked Shane Burgos, and I like Shane Burgos a lot. Shane Burgos is my favorite featherweight in the division, but I was just shocked to see, you know, the the adversity that Emmett had to go through, with I think a torn ACL or something like that, and to be able to get the fight done. And he's been on a run right now. Ever since the Jeremy Stevens loss, where he got destroyed and got his face broken. He's been doing his thing and just been beating contender after contender. And I think he deserves a top five opponent. I think he might get Korean Zombie. I don't know what they're gonna give Emmett. Maybe Calvin Cater. That would be an awesome fight. But if he, in my humble opinion, if there was a world where Josh Emmett could fight Volkanovski, I think he has a real legitimate chance of knocking Volkanovski out. But at number four, we got to go with Yair Rodriguez, the guy that's under the 1 year USADA suspension. I know he's kind of a little hated right now in the MMA community, but if you just ignore all that other stuff, the guy is a legitimate guy. Beating Korean Zombie the way he did. I didn't think. I know. One thing that's really funny. I hear a lot of people say Korean Zombie was winning the whole fight. In my humble opinion, I had it 2-2 going into the fifth. That was a really close fight. I thought it was a good fight too. And then he did one of the craziest knockouts of all time. Then he has his fight with Jeremy Stevens. That was a lot more competitive, and there were some issues I seen in that fight that obviously Volkanovski can exploit. But he did good. His kickboxing, his kicks, the way he moves. His striking is it's kind of hard to figure out, and he's hard. He has a lot of heart. He's gritty. He's tough. He's good. Obviously, the wrestling is an issue, and I can see Volkanovski, getting on top and smashing on him, and that's a big possibility. I could see that happening. Um, but yeah, at number three, in terms of top five threats to Volkanovski, I gotta go with Zabit. Zabit has proven to be one of the best guys in the division. Wins over Calvin Cater, Jeremy Stevens, and he's shown that he can compete with top level competition. But obviously we haven't seen him in a 5 round setting, and I think that's his only drawback, is that we need to see what he's like in the fourth and fifth rounds, and we still haven't seen it. Obviously Volkanovski lives in those rounds. You know that's what he does. and we need to see that out of Zabit. If Zabit can't show us that, then it's all for nothing. Yeah, he can be great at everything in the first round. He can have great striking. He can have great grappling. But if he can't show us that in the in the rounds that matter, really, when you think about it, the fourth and fifth, they're called championship rounds for a reason. Then it is what it is. I do not see Volkanovski losing to this guy too. But you know, he's a legitimate contender, but we got to see him fight first. We need to see him fight. But at number 2, I gotta go with Max Blessed Holloway. I know I might piss some people off with this one. Max Holloway, what he did to Calvin Kattar was murder, man. He committed murder on national television. That was insanity. He looked amazing in that fight. I was just so impressed by that performance. He just was going off. And but at the end of the day, the fact still remains is the fact that Volkanovski beat this man twice. The second fight is controversial. The first fight, there is no controversy. I think that was clear as day. He whooped the shit out of Max, right? Obviously, you can say, oh, he didn't really. All he did was kick his leg, but he beat him, man. He beat him. He beat him. There's not a damn thing Max can say about it. And that's just the facts. I obviously, it is what it is. If they want to do a trilogy, okay. But both guys have to really clear out their opponents that they have lined up for him. And if Volkanovski can beat some contenders that deserve title shots, and if Max can beat up some contenders that want title shots, then yeah, we can do a trilogy. But I do not consider Max the number 1 threat to Volkanovski. He's beaten him twice. It is what it is. It's just the facts. Obviously, Max Holloway fans are going to get mad at this, but it is what it is. But at number 1, I got to go with Brian T-City Ortega. The reason why I feel like Volkanovski is going to really have a hard time with Brian Ortega is there's a lot of things riding for him in this matchup. He needs to beat Brian Ortega, to really give himself a legitimate championship reign. If he can't do this and if he ends up losing to Ortega, his whole entire reputation will be tarnished almost. Like, he'll be considered a paper champ. He's already kind of considered a paper champ or a fake champ. But if he can't do this and if he can't prove that he can beat the top 5 featherweights in the world, then people are going to write him off and be like, oh, that guy got lucky. So he needs to win. On the other hand, Ortega has no pressure on him. He just needs to go out there and just perform, And that's the thing that makes this a matchup so hard. And Ortega's gotten so much better since, the Max Holloway fight. And he looked amazing, the body kicks, the striking, everything he used to do, against Korean Zombie was, tremendous. And you look at Ortega's, previous career, Ortega was a guy that, he was more like, I don't want to compare him to Anthony Smith, but he was a guy that he would lose the beginning of the fight and then figure a way to how to, win the fight at the end or make a comeback win. Against Renato Moicano, that was a really good scrap. And Moicano was doing good in that fight. And then Ortega kind of clutches it out and gets the guillotine in the 3rd round. He's always been that kind of guy. Now he's completely changed where he dominated Korean Zombie for 5 rounds straight. He did his thing. So this is a really, really important fight for Volkanovski where a lot of pressure is going to be on him. And I could see Ortega beating him. I really could see it. The length, the reach, all of it. Obviously the jiu-jitsu. So really, it's whoever wins on the feet. And honestly, I can't tell you who's honestly the better striker. Obviously, I would say Volkanovski has a better pace than Ortega and throws at a higher rate. But Ortega is long, he's rangy, he has good timing. It's going to be a hard fight for Volkanovski. So, yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. But hope you guys enjoyed my top 5 threats for the featherweight division. Obviously, next week we got the lightweight division. Can't wait to do that. But it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love y'all and goodbye. Do not forget also to follow my Twitter and follow my Instagram. And also, if you're new, subscribe. Go click the notification button. And if if you're still not getting my notifications, go click all notifications. Like, comment, and share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. You know, y'all, they doubted us, but we keep going. We strong together. I love y'all, and goodbye.